Okay, welcome to our lesson on blackjack. So I'm kind of a big believer in we should teach you guys real life math, and so um, one of the areas where I think math is actually pretty applicable is to gambling, and so we're going to focus specifically on the game of blackjack. All right, so this lesson's a little bit hard for me to digitize, but I'm hoping it'll work out okay. Um, so I guess I just tried to prompt you what would make sense? Like if I'm going to take time to do this lesson, what on earth would I even want to accomplish by this? So what questions might you have? So I want this really to you think. Like if you just watch the video, it's not that helpful. So see if you can pause here and say what are some questions we should try to answer if we're doing a lesson on blackjack. All right, hopefully you had a chance to think about that. And to me, the big question is how does it work, right? Like how does the math work? Does the player actually have a chance to win over time? Or is it, the odds always in favor of the casino? And basically, how does all the math and the money of it work? All right, so I guess basically, my objectives for this are to understand that in the short term you can win. Like people go to the casino and win money. You'll talk to a lot of people. They'll have stories about, oh, I won this amount of money and I won this amount of money. They have all these glorious stories, make it sound like it's fun. But over time, the casino is going to win. Right? Basically, they have done the math, and the math, as you'll see today, shows that basically they're going to win, and it's just a matter of time. So as long as they can keep you gambling more and more time, more and more amount of time, they're going to get your money in the end. All right, and so that being said, even though I'm a math teacher and everything, I definitely have played at the casino and done some gambling before. And I think the key I want you to take away from this is that it can be like any other fun activity, right? You spend money to go to a movie or maybe go out to eat or something like that. Casino should be treated that way, not as a means of making money. And I put some pictures here of my high school friends. They're pretty smart people. This guy here is a doctor. This guy here got his PhD and works at 3M, right? So these are some pretty smart individuals, but they didn't even understand some of this. They thought, they'd get down money at the casino and they're like, oh, I just need more time and I'll make it back, which is absolutely wrong, right? If more time is not going to help you, more time helps the casino, right? And they had also had some ideas that if you lost a bunch of hands of blackjack in a row, you're more likely to win the next one. Also not true, right? So I feel they're smart individuals, but no one ever bothered to teach them this in school. So that's my hope with this lesson, is to understand a little bit how this works, and just to know that gambling should be treated as fun, not a means for making money. Okay, so I'm going to actually have you play some blackjack because I want you to understand what it's like. And again, know that you might win during this simulation. That absolutely can happen. But if we were to collect data as a class, or if you were to play a really, really long time, you're going to lose. That's just how it works, right? That's just basic. You can't ignore the math behind it. But anyway, so I want you to play a little bit just to get a sense of it. And it is fun, but again, it should never be treated as a way to make money, or never gamble with money that you can't afford to lose. So anyways, here's the rule. So the game is you want to get as close as 21 to possible. Get your cards to add up to 21 without going over. If you go over 21, like at 22, 23, you automatically lose. Okay, and the value of your cards, like a 5 is worth 5, a 6 is 6, etc. And then it gets a little more confusing. All face cards are 10. So Jack, Queen, King are all 10s. And then aces are kind of a powerful card in this game. They can either be a 1 or 11, depending on the situation. All right, and yeah, so they can be kind of powerful. If you get 21 on your first two cards, you win automatically. That's called a blackjack. If you have less than 21, you have a choice of what you can do. You can either stay at whatever total you want. So normally if you have 20, you're going to stay, right? Because the chances, if you hit, you're going to go over 21, which is called a bust. Probably don't want to do that, right? And if you have a 6, you're definitely going to want to hit, because, that's not enough, right? You want to try to get closer to 21 than that. Okay, so, and probably the most confusing part of this when I first started playing blackjack was that the dealer does the exact same thing no matter what the players have on the table. The dealer is literally a robot. So the dealer, if they are 16 or less, will always hit, right? Even if they have you beat, right? So like, let's say you stopped at 14 and the dealer has 16, the dealer has to hit, right? Even though they've got you beat, they will hit all the time, right? So you can kind of use that to your advantage, but in traditional casino blackjack, that is the rule. Like they always hit if they're less than 16, and they always stay if they are 17 or more, right? So another example of that is, let's say you had 20 and the dealer had 17, right? Like they should probably hit to try to beat your 20, but that's not how it works, right? The rule is once they hit 17, they stop. And part of it is like when you're playing at a casino, there's more than just you playing. There's could be like 8 people playing. And so if they get to 17, maybe they beat some of the people. And so they stop there and lose to some of the other ones. Okay, so basically then, whoever has the higher amount wins. If it's a tie, like both players get 20, both you and the casino get 20, then it's a tie. Okay, and sorry, I should have crossed this last. We're not doing this part. We're going to play on an online simulator, so we're not doing that. Okay, and I should clarify too, you're not playing against, like in a casino, you're not playing against the other player. You're playing just against the dealer. All right, so I'm going to run some simulations here to hopefully show that or have this make sense to you. And again, I'm just trying to get you a feel of how it works. So this is an online site you're going to be using here to play. Okay, and so the first thing is you can bet however much you want. You have $1,000 here, but I would recommend betting like 50 or 100. Otherwise, you're going to run out of money. So I'm just going to bet 50 here to kind of simulate this. I'm going to hit deal. Okay, and what happens is we get 2 cards and the dealer gets 2 cards, but you only can see one of the cards that the dealer has. All right. And so basically you can decide either do I want to hit or do I want to stand, right? If I'm choosing stand, like I'm hoping the dealer will bust, because remember the dealer has to hit anything less than a 17. Okay, so I'm a little worried about breaking here because I have 13 and I don't want to go over the top. So I'm actually just gonna stand and hope the dealer breaks. Okay, so they got 4. They got 7, 15, 20. I'll say they beat me. Okay, so they notice there they had to hit on the 15, even though they had 15 and I only had 13. They had to hit again, but they got the 20, so they beat me. Okay, sorry that went kind of fast. Okay, so this time I have 20, which is a good hand because it's really close to 21, and they have a 7. And again, I don't know the other card. And this is how it works in the casino too. You only see one of the dealer's cards. So I'm going to stand. Okay, and so they use the ace as an 11 to get 18, but I still beat them. All right, so I had 2 face cards or whatever. I had 20, and they had an ace and a 7, which is 18. And the ace functioned as an 11 there. Okay. So, now I have 14, and later in this lesson, I'll go over like the actual right strategy for this. But for right now, I'm just going to stand again because I'm going to hope that they have a 10 here and a 14 and then bust. And they actually do have advice for like how to play. And I think if I do it wrong, I think you're not supposed to hit here if you're following the math. They'll tell us, but I'm just going to hit stand once. Oh, and so they hit right the 21. So they beat me again. So far I've lost $50 in my little deal here. So keep betting 50. Okay, so here's blackjack. So I win automatically. You actually win kind of extra money on blackjack. So like, it's kind of hard to see there, but I actually won $75 because you win 1.5 times your bet if you get a blackjack. So that's the best deal, is to win right away like that. All right, so we can keep playing. So I got an 8. So obviously 8's way too little. So I'm going to hit. So now I have 14. And now, like, just to show you, like, I have a choice here, right? I can keep going, but I'm worried I'm going to get a 10 and go over the top. But maybe I'll just try to hit again. I think it's going to yell at me that's not... Oh, it didn't yell at me. Okay, never mind. So that got me a 3, so I'm at 17. And again, I'm getting pretty close to 21. So now I'm going to stand and see what happens. So they have a 13, and then they get to 18, so they beat me. And again, the dealer stops, not when he beats me, but he stopped there because he was over 18. Okay, I'll play a couple more. All right, so here's an ace. So I definitely need to do an ace scenario. All right, so right now I have 19, an ace, and an 8, all right? But I'm a little worried the dealer has 20. I should probably actually stand here, but I can actually try to hit and improve my hand if I think he's going to have 20. So I would probably actually stand here, but I'm just going to hit just to show you what happened with an ace. Okay, so there I went too high. So I was at 19, I went up to 25. But aces can also be 1. So to make it so I don't bust, my ace is now worth 1. And so now I have 14 plus 1 more, 15. So I'm going to hit again, try to see if I can get higher up. Oh, and I busted. So I lost. I went way too high there. And that's called busting. Let's see if I can go through a couple more. All right, so here's another one. I got 15, and I probably should hit because I'm thinking there maybe, like general strategies, you kind of pretend this is a 10. So like, I definitely need to hit here to try to improve. And I got to 17, and I'm going to hit one more time. Well, I already busted last time. Maybe I'll just stand. Oh, they beat me with an 18, so I lose. Maybe I'll show you if I can bust one more time here. You don't want to bust, but I just want to show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's another one where it can function as a 1 or an 11. And so I would actually probably want to stand here because I'm guessing they have 18. And they do, so at least we tied. I didn't lose money that time. And I could have hit to try to improve my hand, but 18's an okay hand. Okay, so here's a good one. So I would definitely want to stand here and hopefully that they bust, but I'm just going to show you what it means again to bust. So I hit, and I went too high, and I lost. All right, and if you bust, you lose automatically. No matter what the dealer does, you lose automatically. Okay, so that's hopefully the basics of it. And once you feel like you got it, hopefully you can go on to part 2. Maybe ask a classmate if you're really still unsure of it. And there's the rules again, one more time. Thanks for watching.